والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. So I'm going to do a bit of writing on the on the Word document here before we start the slides, yeah, because I feel we need to understand what is going on. Yes. So far, what we have done is we've been doing Irab based on something that we can see. We can see the changes at the end. Yeah, we can see the changes at the end. But now, what we're going into is when we cannot see the changes at the end. Okay, so we call this Muqaddarah. Yeah, Muqaddarah. That means we are estimating. We're saying that it should be this, but we can't see it. Yeah, we can't see it for reasons that we will see in a while. Okay, so the first case is an isim which we will call mankus. Yeah, mankus comes from the root letters nun, kaf, and sod. And you know that this means like incomplete, right? Nakis. The other thing to look at it is how you can look at it is it is actually in terms of saf when it ends with a vowel. Yeah, and nakis when it ends with a vowel. But the mankus that we're looking at is special. Yeah, the mankus that we're looking at is special because we want it to have the last letter will be either ya or waw, right? But we want the sign before that letter to be kasra. Actually, it's always with ya. Yeah, with mankus, it's always with ya. We don't talk about with waw at all. Yeah, just ya and kasra. It cannot be like this. It cannot have tanwin, like like here it is zobyun. Yeah, zobyun means a gazelle. Or it cannot be masari. Masri here is actually isim nasab, where the ya shaddah means this person comes from Egypt. Yeah, Masr. Yeah, Masri. So this is not isim mankus. Yep, not just because it has a ya, it is isim mankus. It has to be a ya, and before it is a kasrah, and it has to be light, and it cannot have shadda. Yeah, so this is mankus. So if we look at this, because this was the last thing that we saw last week, yeah, we have huwa al-qadi. Now I'm choosing this form of nakis because it's easier to understand when we look at it this way. Okay, so this is huwa. Huwa will be this will be jumlah ismiyah, so this will be mubtada. So this is of course our khabar. And by right, this is rafa, right? All habar and mubtada is rafa in status. So what happened here? I have a sukun. Why do I have a sukun? Okay. So what actually happened initially, right? If we want to make this rafa, we would have put a dhamma, right? We would have just put a dhamma. It would have been huwa al-qadiyu. Yeah, huwa al-qadiyu. We wanted a rafa ending. Yeah, but this was not to be because the Arabs did not like the sound of you. They don't like that you sound. Yeah, so they decided they want to silence this you sound. And how do they do that? They remove the harakah. Remember, harakah means movement. Yeah, to move. Harakah means movement, and we know that sound is actually vibration of particles in the air, right? So movement of particles. So they want to remove the harakah. They removed it, and they just put sukun to make it silent, still. Yeah, so that's where the sukun came from. So now they say, this is better. So they put sukun. So now we have but yeah, ra'aytu. This is a fi'il. Yes, this is a fi'il, and this is your fa'il. And sorry, this is not your fa'il. This is your maf'ul bihi. Yes, ra'aytu has an inside doer, and al-qadiyah is your maf'ul. So here, let me do the translation so at least we're a little bit clearer. Yeah. So he is the judge. Okay, he is the judge. Then here, ra'aytu, how would we translate this? Sister Nazma, could you help me out?
I saw.
Yes, I saw.
The judge.
The judge. Yes, so you saw the judge. So judge is obviously the maf'ul bihi, and as we know, maf'ul bihi is mansub, and the sign of mansub is fatha. So there's no problem here. Okay, it sounds good. Ra'aytu al-qadiyah. We'll accept this. Okay, we will accept this. This is what the Arab said. But then we went on to another case. Okay, another case here. Marartu bil qadi. This is a half a jar, half of jar. So hey, this should have been a kasrah. Wait, there goes my kasrah. This should have been a kasrah. But that looks odd, isn't it? It's like bil qadi. Doesn't sound nice either. Why would we want to say marartu bil qadi? Yeah. So they said, okay, we want to put silence on that one as well. So they removed the harakah again. Remember, harakah means movement. No movement, sukun. Marartu bil qadi. Yeah, marartu bil qadi. All right, so this is what we call mankus. But mankus is not only in this case, yeah. We have another type of mankus as well. When I say another type, actually, it's the same mankus, it's the same word. But what happens if I remove the al? Yeah, what happens if I remove the al? Do you remember your saf for nakis? Remember the saf for nakis? So when I remove the al, what happens next? Is this ending the same? Can anyone remember from saf? Sister Bivi, can you remember what happens here?
You mean isim fa'il? It will become.
It is still a fa'il, but what I've done is I remove the alif lam. When I remove the alif lam, what happens to this word?
Is it qadin?
Yeah, qadin. What happens is
Yeah.
whenever we do this, it becomes nakirah. It becomes common back. Okay, the word becomes common. Originally, it was ma'rifah because of the alif lam. This is lam ta'rif, yeah, alif lam ta'rif. But now it has become nakirah, common. Okay, so it has to have tanween. We said this, right? When it's common, it has to have tanween. So they did not like it, however, because this is supposed to be rafa, right? So then it would become something like huwa qadiyun, huwa qadiyun. Yeah? But they didn't like this. They did not like this. And they said, nah, we're going to have it to sound like this instead. We will drop the ya. Forget about the ya, they said. So when they drop that, yeah, when they drop that, it becomes like this, but it needs to be a nakira, right? So the kasra then takes on the tanwin, yeah? Kasra time. So it becomes huwa qadin, huwa qadin. Yeah. So now in this case where it's mansub, there's no issue here at all because the sound is still good. They like this. Okay, so we put in fathatain and add an alif, which we do. This is the rule, right? When we have a word like this and it is nasab, it has tanwin, you have to have an alif here. When the sound is a sound, yeah. So it's qadiyan, qadiyan. And whenever it is fathatain, we always have the alif here, yeah. Then we go on to the jar case. The jar case. So ideally, we would have something like this. Yeah, when we remove the when we remove this one, recording, yeah, we would have something like this. Recording. Oh, wow, too much kasras going on here. Okay, so they definitely drop the ya, and because they did drop the ya, then the kasra here has to take on the tanwin. So this becomes, yeah, recording. So see, Mankos is pretty special. Rafa case is qadin. Yeah, the jar case is of course qadin. And the nasab stays as qadiyan. Yeah, qadiyan. So that's isim mankus. There is another case of isim manqus, but we won't do it here. We will see the slides later on. Yeah. So now let's go on to isim maqsur. So what do we say? What do we mean by isim maqsur? Isim maqsur is when we have an alif at the end of the word and a fatha before it. Yeah. You will have to have a fatha before it when you have an alif. There's no way you can put any other thing. When you have an alif at the end, you must have a fatha because that's the only sound that goes with an alif. Ah, you can't put dhamma. You cannot put kasra in a way. Yeah, sorry, at the end. I'm talking about the end, not the beginning. So you can only put fatha with this alif. So as you can see, that's what we have here. Huwa Isa, we cannot have Huwa Isu or and still have a alif at the end. It's so difficult. It's impossible, in fact, to say it. Yeah, we cannot have a dhamma here. Then Ra'aitu Isa as well. Yeah, this one of course goes naturally because of the fatha. Marartu bi Isa is a kasrah here, but we just cannot put the kasrah on the alif. It just does not go. Okay, so for Maqsur, it's even stricter. All three cases, we cannot say it because it's impossible to put the signs that we normally put here. We just cannot put Dhamma here. And we cannot put Kasra here. The sound just do not go. Okay, so this is a special case of Maqsur. Yeah, this is a special case of Maqsur because we are looking at Isa. Isa, remember what did we learn about Isa? This was Alamiah, foreign, right? Ujma. It's a foreign name. And so we don't have tanwin at the end. Yeah. So if let's say we have another set of Maqsur where it is not what we call mamnu min as-sarf, yeah, it's not a foreign name, then this would become something like this. What can I use? Yeah, let me see. What's the nice thing to put? Uh, this is nice. Okay, I will put here fatan. Okay, fatan. You know what fatan means? Fatan means a young man. Yes. So this is not mamnu min as-sarf. It has the tanwin. Okay, it has the tanwin. But because of the alif, I still cannot put any dhamma. Yeah, huwa fatan. He is a young man. Yeah, I just cannot put a dhamma. I still have to have the fatatain for it because of this alif. Because of this alif. Yeah. And then of course when it comes to this, it's naturally fatan. Yes, because it's mansub. So there's no issue here either. But nothing, you do not pronounce the alif maqsurah here as well. Yeah. And here marartu, you have no choice. Because of the alif, you also need to put fatan. Okay. Absolutely no choice. Yeah. So fatan here, fatan here, fatan here. So in the case of maqsur, it's identical. Yeah, it's identical. But do not get maqsur mixed up with mabni isim because mabni isims also do not change, do not show changes at the end. Yeah, because isim maqsurs are still mu'rab. They are still mu'rab. It's just that because of the fatha, sorry, because of the alif, yeah, because of the alif here, alif maqsurah here, you just cannot see the changes. But the changes are there. It's just masked by the alif maqsurah. Yeah, so that's one. Okay, yeah, I think I'll do this here because I thought initially I do not want to do it, but we shall do this. There is another case because we did mamnu min as-sarf here for maqsur. So we shall do mamnu min as-sarf for manqus as well. Yeah. So what case can we use in terms of mamnu min al-sarf, I'm going to use what we call sirah muntaha al-jumu'. Okay, can anyone remember what sirah muntaha al-jumu' is? Brother Hazim, do you remember what this term means?
No, sister.
It's
Cannot.
You don't remember. Okay. So remember when we talked about mamnu min al-sarf, we said there were some reasons that you only need one reason and that's it. It becomes partly flexible. Okay. And then in some cases it has to have two reasons before it becomes partly flexible. Yeah. But sirah muntaha al-jumu' is one of those one reason only. Yeah. So we said muntaha is the extreme, the most, the topmost. So that means this is super plural. We're talking about jumu', right? So we're talking about a super plural. So alhamdulillah. So now I'm going to put a super plural in this place. Okay. Let's do something like this. Hazihi. Hazihi. Okay, I will retranslate that. Jawarin. Jawarin is the pattern of the what pattern? Let me type it down so we can see the pattern. Jawarin, yeah. The rin here, remember, we are talking about mangkus, yeah. So we saw why it becomes kasratain. We saw why it became kasratain. So originally it was mafa'il. Remember the pattern of super plural? Mafa'il, mafa'il. Yeah, mafa'il, mafa'il. So this is mafa'il. Jawarin. Yeah, because the ending had ya in it. I cannot put, the dhammatain. So it becomes jawarin. Hazihi jawarin. Yeah, so these are, I hope I've got it right because because sometimes the modern translation and the the modern Arabic and I know, but I'll put it at this as long as we understand. These are mates. So there's a lot of mates apparently. Okay. Then ra'aitu here becomes, what is this? Ja, wa, oops, sorry. Chup, 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 chup. Let me change that to Arabic back again. Ra'aitu. Jawa, how would the ending sound like? Is the sama, how would the ending be like? Are you there, dear? Remember the root letters from them is, yes?
Mic is muted.
Okay, the mic is muted. Oh yes, okay, good. Jawarian, betul. Okay, Jawarian. Alhamdulillah. So I saw the mates. Yeah, I saw the mates. Oops, sorry. Should we just change
So,
it?
Sister Zoraida.
Yes.
Okay, so these words like Jawari in the first one, when you have al becomes Jawar.
Al-Jawari. Al-Jawari.
With a ya.
Yeah, Hazi Al-Jawari.
With the ya
So
at
this
the
would be raw and ya.
Like Qadi, like Al-Qadi just now.
Yeah, so this would have been the mates. Yeah, you would have been the mates, right? And then it would have been
Al-Jawari
oops, sorry.
with the ya.
Al-Jawari with the ya. Yeah, that's what happened. Al-Jawari. Al-Jawari. So here it would be the same, right? We saw that Rafa and Ja would be the same. So this will be Jawarin.
Jawarin.
Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. Alhamdulillah. So this is for Mankus. So we saw also for Maksur. Yeah. Now we go to our slides. Okay. Let's go to our slides, inshallah. Okay. Alhamdulillah. So when you're looking at something like this and your mind is going like, wow, okay, can I remember this? Okay. I want you to focus on this line of this hadith. Yeah, walau sabara la ra'a ajaba. So this is actually from the hadith that Ubay bin Ka'ab narrated to the companions. Yeah, he talked about how Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling him about Musa and Al-Khadir. Yeah, Al-Khadir. So you know how Musa alaihi wasallam was like, shocked by some that Al-Hadi did, okay, including the killing of a young boy. Yeah. So
Your
what I
slide,
want to focus on is just this part of the hadith. My line is intermittent, is it?
yeah, and the slide went off just now. Okay. Now it's okay.
Yeah. How about now?
Now it's good.
Okay. All right. All right. So here it says, walau sabara la ra'al ajaba. And what it means is, and if he was patient, he would have seen miracles. Okay. So this applies to us. We have to be patient with what we're learning because it's not that simple, but it will get simpler. Yes, because we'll be repeating this again and again because Irab doesn't change. Irab is the same thing said again and again. Yeah, but we need Irab if we are going to understand how to to understand and translate what we are looking at. Yeah. So this is what. Okay. Um, am I still intermittent?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. So what are the reasons why we have this alamat muqaddarah, estimated alamat? Yes, estimate. Well, that's one of the translations for muqaddarah, the one that is being estimated. So uh, do without the Arabic. Don't be scared about the Arabic, yeah, because I've got the English version here. So in this case is when, remember, all our Irab changes takes place in the last letter, right? So when the last letter cannot carry the harakah, that's what we saw just now. We saw with the isim manqus, we saw with the isim maqsur. Yeah. Then another case that we will see, which is the same as isim maqsur and isim manqus. When I'm with a slideshow, I cannot see the chat. So if you need to get my attention or say something, you will need to unmute your mic and let me know. Yeah, because I cannot see the chat when I'm doing the slide. Okay, just that you understand. Okay, the last letter cannot carry the harakah. So isim maqsur, isim manqus, we saw in some cases, especially for isim manqus, for the nasab there was no problem. Yeah, but for the rafa and jar, we couldn't see it. And for the maqsur, all three, we couldn't see anything. Yeah, because of the alif. Yeah, so the last letter cannot carry the harakah for whatever reasons. This will also apply to the fi'ils. We haven't done Irab for fi'ils yet. Yeah, so when the fi'il itself is also ending with a nakis fi'il or maksur fi'il, yeah, we'll have the same problem. Yeah, we will see this when we do fi'ils. So another reason why we have muqaddarah, is when there is at the end of the word a letter that's not part of the word, but because it's there, because that put down you. Okay, so there's a presence of a letter that requires a harakah that suits it. This one we're going to see next. Still, your ya mutakalim, or the ya that says this is mine. Yeah, me. Okay, so that's ya mutakalim. So when this presence of the letter is there, that this letter is present, then the last letter of the word, yeah, this, remember, this letter is not part of the word, okay, but this letter is not part of it, but because it's there, it's a of that word cannot show itself. Yeah, so this is another situation of muqaddarah where you estimate the alamat. Then the final one which we cover, we are only going to do this when we come across it as when we do Surah Yasin, inshallah. Yeah, so but I just want to explain to you what it is. This is when we call half jar zaid. Yes, hello, yes, did somebody say something? No, okay. So I'm just showing or something like it. Okay, so I'm just showing an example here, right? Maja'a min rajulan, rajulin, yeah, rajulin. Okay, okay, and so I think who came with a man? Let's see how to translate this. This is Maja'a min who? Who?
Your voice breaking, Sister Zoraida.
Who came? Ah, oh, why is today a breaking day? What about now?
No, okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, now.
in this example, yes, you have a file, but it is min rajulin, yeah. So we cannot put the dhamma here because of the min, yeah, because of the half of jahi. Yeah, but grammatically speaking, this is the file. Yeah, grammatically speaking, this is the maf'ul bihi. But because of the min, this is not dhamma. This is not the fatha that we want. Yeah, because of this min. But in terms of the role, this it is still the file, and this is still the maf'ul bihi. So that's why it becomes muqaddarah. Yeah. But we will only we'll do this not as in this lesson. We'll do this when we do the actual Irab, inshallah. Okay. So I'm going to just go through this quickly because we did it just now, but I just want to highlight to you the actual Irab statement. Yes, the Irab statement here. I did not show you this before. I stopped here. All I said was fa'il marfu' bidhamma muqaddara. Yeah, but I didn't add the reason why it's muqaddara. Here I've added the reason why it's muqaddara. And there's some more Arabic here. not to be okay. Don't panic about this. All it's saying is we cannot see the dhamma. It's been prevented from showing itself. Yeah, zuhuriha, because it is difficult. It's heavy on the tongue. Yeah, we cannot say it. Cannot say it. Sikal is to be heavy. Yeah, to be heavy. Sikal is heaviness. Because of heaviness, okay? Is prevented from showing itself because of heaviness. That's all it's saying. Yeah? So here mansub, as normal, we can see the fatha is quite clear. So this is zahira. So that means when you have, even if when you have the same word, the same isim, the irab doesn't mean the irab if that irab cannot be seen for this particular status. It can be seen. I mean, if the Irab cannot be seen for this status, doesn't mean that it cannot be seen for all the other status. Okay, this is what I want to say. So it cannot be seen for this case, Rafa, but it can be seen for Mansub. And back here again, it cannot be seen for Kasra. Yeah, Muqaddarah here. Yeah? And the reason is what we call sikal. It's heavy on the tongue. It's heavy on the tongue. So this is the reason why. And this is the way it's been done over the years. So that's why we're learning it. Yeah, this is classical. But in terms of understanding what's going in the sentence, all you need to know is that, okay, this is fa'il. This is maf'ul bihi. Yes. And then this is majrur because of the ba. Here it's saying it's majrur bil ba. It's telling you the reason why it's majrur. Yeah, remember we need to explain why it's majrur sometimes. Yeah, because the default status is rafa. So what made it mansub? What made it majrur? Yeah. Then that one we saw was the mankus that was with al. Now we see the nakirah one. Yes. Same thing. No changes in the Irab. Yes, no changes in it. Just because it's light and not light, the Irab is still the same. The Irab statement is still the same. And then we see this one, which is your super plural. Yes, the super plural. So there's still no change in Irab, except that the reason now is different for the Muqaddarah because we dropped the ya. Remember, we dropped the ya, and so the ya, when we drop the ya, the here has to take on the tanwin. Remember, it has to take on the tanwin. That's why these ones become Jawa jawarin. Yeah, jawarin, jawarin. Okay. Then maqsur. Yeah. Here's the statement again. Marfu. The term here is ta'azzur. Ta'azzur is impossible on the tongue. You just cannot see it because you can't pronounce it. It's just not said. Yeah, we can't say fatiyun or something like that. Yeah, it's not that because there's a fatha originally with an alif. So there's no way we can say anything. So it's just ta'azzur. Ta'azzur, impossible. Okay, so same thing here. Always ta'azzur, all the way. Yeah. But we still say marfu, we still say mansub, we still say majrur. Just that it's all muqaddarah. Muqaddarah, muqaddarah. When we use here bidhamma, this is muqaddarah. When we use here al-qasrah, this is al-muqaddarah. This is mawsuf and sifah. Yeah. So you drop the al here, you drop the al here. If you put the al here, you put the al here. That's all. That's all the difference. And you can choose to drop the al's for both. Yeah, you can just say wa alamatu jarihi kasrah muqaddara. Or you can add here bil fatha al muqaddara if you want to. Yeah, this is just your preference. Yeah, it's not right, not wrong. It's just your preference. Okay. Here now we talked about this is the Isa. Remember, this one is mamnu min as-sarf as well. And why is it mamnu min as-sarf? Because it's alamiyah mujmah, a foreign name, not an Arabic name. Yeah. Okay. So now we come to the second reason. Remember, we had three reasons why it was muqaddarah. One, because the last letter could not hold the harakah. Then now, because there is a presence of something else that presents it. So this is the second case. And I put here isim al-mufrad. Now, the word mufrad, yeah, the word mufrad, when it comes to, how do you say, nahu, is not the same mufrad as when we talk about it when we do sarf. Okay, we said this before. In sarf, mufrad means singular. Then we have sani, which is dual, and then we have jama, which is plural. Yeah, but mufrad in nahu means that it is a word. Yes, it's not a sentence. It's not a fragment. Yeah, it's not a fragment. It's not a sentence. So it's an actual word. It's not one of your complex isims. You know, not like isim mausul and it's silah. Not like your half of jar and it's isim majrur. Not like your half of nas and it's isim nasab. Yeah, it's just by itself. Okay, isim mufrad. So let's have a look. Huwa sadiqi. Yeah, he is my friend. He is my friend. So in this case, because of the ya, I cannot put my dhamma on top of here. So this would have been sadiku, it has the ya with the sukun on it. Yeah, so sadiku, it, so it because of we need to actually attach it to the word. Yes, this ya mutaqalim, the dhamma disappears because the kasrah that comes with the sound of ya, because ya and kasrah go together, right? It is probably the strongest harakah, the ya and the kasrah. So it just pushes away the dhamma and it becomes sadiqi. Yeah, the presence of this letter prevents this letter from holding its natural harakah. Yeah, that's why we say it's muqaddarah. What was meant to be, takdir, what was meant to be is not there. What was meant to be is not there. Another way of remembering why we use the word muqaddara, not just qadar as in estimate, qadar as this was what it was meant to be. But because of this ya, it is not there. Yeah. So huwa sadiqi. So when we write the statement of Irab, we say that it is dhamma muqaddara, something that we cannot see. Yeah, or something that we estimate to be there. Why? The word Allah here, we translate as upon, is upon this reason. We can put it like that. Yeah, we can translate it that. Yeah, because ma qabla al-ya. Yeah, because it comes before a ya. It comes before a ya. So that's why it has been prevented from showing itself. Yeah, the place where it is supposed to be is now occupied by something else. The kasrah for the ya. Yeah. So the place is istighali al-mahali. Yes, the place that the how to say the occupation of the place. Okay, the occupation of the place. Word after off. Yeah, is being taken up by the kasrah that comes with the sound of ya. Yeah. So this sound is the sound that is the reasonable sound. Yeah, munasabah. Munasabah, as we know in our Malay language, for example, munasabah is reasonable. Yeah, so that comes with the reasonable harakah that comes with that yeah. Yeah, because of that we cannot see the dhamma. So ra'aitu sadiqi, again we cannot see the fathah because that here is where it's supposed to be, the fathah is supposed to be, we have a kasrah. And why do we have the kasrah? Because this is the reasonable harakah for ya. And ya is strong. Strong and has taken over everything. Yeah, so here we go. This is the saying again. So instead of fathah, we get the ya. Paratu bisodiki. Ha. Why don't we put just majrur bi kasrah? Why didn't we put here? Why is it still mana'a min zuhuriha istighal mahali? Can someone guess why? Somebody like to guess why? Sister Nazma, would you like to guess why?
Because 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 it could be it's kasrah, or it could be kasrah because of ya. Because the ya is
That's
sukun,
right.
then
I know what you're getting at. It is actually two different kasrahs, right? The kasrah that we are looking at is the kasrah for jar. But this kasrah is the kasrah that came with ya, right? So it's not the same kasrah. Although it looks as if it is like the case of isim mangkus just now. For the nasab case, right? We could have qadiyan, for example, right? That was okay because that was part of the word. It's not part of the word. This is an additional thing. Yeah, it's an additional thing that is pushed out whatever it was meant to be there. So the original kasrah has been chucked away. So that's why we still say it's Muqaddarah. Yeah. So yeah, you're on the right track. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now let's see what other cases of this. So let's look. Just now, remember, this one is meant for any singular, how do I say, standalone isim. Okay, let's put it away. Standalone isim. Okay, isim mufrad. So let's zone in on special cases of isim mufrad. So we're looking at now maqsur. Yeah, we saw this. This is a special case. Remember, isim maqsur is by itself. This is a ya mutakalim that's added on. Yeah. So we have a look at this. What happens when it gets attached to this? Ah, what is this? Haza fataya. First glance. Okay, this is mansub, but how can it be mansub? Because this is haza. So this is mubtada habar. Yes, but there's a ya. So now we know that something funny is going on, right? So why does it take why does it take a fatha? Yeah, why does it take a fatha? Because again, the sound. Yeah, because again, the sound. Fataya haza, fataya maqsur. Yeah, because of the alif. So haba mafuk bidama muqaddara, it has been prevented from showing it because again, ta'azzur, it is impossible. And you will see this thing that represents your alif here, yeah, throughout. Ra'aitu fataya. So this fatha is to represent the alif. This ya is to represent mutakalim. So they're trying to put two things together. The Arabs are smart. Yeah? The Arabs are definitely smart people. Okay, so this is what happens. Fataya, marartu bi fataya. So now you know this is my. No, without any doubt, you know this is my. So I passed by my young man. This is my young man. I saw my young man. Yeah. So this is the case of isim mawsul. There, here the Irab is still the same. It doesn't change. Yeah, majrur, muqaddarah. Why? Because ta'azzur, impossible. Impossible for us to put it in, to pronounce it. Okay, then let's look at manqus. What does manqus do to this? Ja'a muhami. Yeah, the lawyer came. So we saw this with what was the word that I used just now? Muhami. Can anyone remember? Qadi, right? Qadi. This is what I did.
Qadi,
So now it's muhammi. Qadi. So now with a ya that is, should this be a shada question? Or is this okay?
no shadda.
How do we different? No shada. Yes, shada, no shada.
No shadda. Because
No
it's
shada,
manqus,
yeah?
right?
Okay. Ja'a. Because of the ya mutakalim. Okay, your throat. Alhamdulillah. But this is muhamiyah. Same concept as our friend Maksud just now. Yeah. But for mankus, they are trying to marry it again. Yeah, they're trying to marry two things at the same time. And this is their compromise. Muhami, muhamiyah, bi muhami. Yeah, bi muhami. Okay. Any questions so far?
How does in this case, how does we differentiate if that that year is mine or that year is like Qadi?
Mm.
Oh, because it's Qadi. Qadi.
That one was
Oh, yeah.
al-Qadi, right?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
one,
correct.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Sister, Sister Sama, are you okay on this? Is her mic muted? Oh no, she can't. She can't, right? You have to tell me what she typed. I can't see what she's typing.
Nothing, nothing in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. Brother Hazim, can we, like, if you don't quite understand what's going on yet, right? You know, this one is not an easy topic really. Have they covered this and a dream, by the way? May I know? Brother Hazim also muted? Yeah,
Not yet, sister. I don't think so.
don't think. I will have a look at the notes nanti, yeah, and see whether I can find this. But ya mutakalim is everywhere in the Quran. So that's why we need to go through this. That's why we need to do this too. Yeah, sure. Okay. So let's leave Muqaddarah for a while because Muqaddarah is a heavy topic. And I'm going to start off for the next 15 minutes, yeah, on something we call mabniyat. This one is things that are mabni. Yeah, we saw just now everything that was mu'arab, yes. But now we're going to look at things that are mabni. So what's the difference between mabni and mu'arab? Mu'arab, the words, the endings will change according to the status. Mabni, no, you can't see anything. It's always that word, that way, that shape. Okay, mabni. So the question was, what's the difference between maksur? Yeah, because maksur is the same thing. Maksur, you can't see any changes. Yes. Sorry, this is mankus. Maksur, you cannot see the changes. Yeah, fatan, fatan, fatan. So it looks like mabni. It looks like mabni, but it is not. So how do we know the difference between maksur and mabni? You need to know what your mabnis are. Yeah, what are mabnis? What are the mabniyats? You have to recognize the mabniyat. So if it's not a mabniyat, and it looks like this, then it must be maqsul. Yeah, you get what I mean? Process of diminution. If it is not mabniyat, then it looks like this all the way, then it's highly likely it's isim maqsul. So who are the mabniyat, or what are the mabniyat? Let's have a look. Okay, we look at isims first. Yeah, we look at isims first because we're doing isims. We haven't started fi'ils yet. Fi'il is a different category of fish altogether. Yeah, by default, all isims are mu'rab by default. Okay, but there are exceptions to this which, right? So usually an isim is mu'rab. That's usul. Its usul is i'rab. But we have isims that are mabni, and we see this. I think you know this. Yeah, dama'ir. What is dama'ir? Pronouns. Pronouns are always the same, right? Whom, whom, what else? Huna. Yeah, all of these damairs are always the same. You don't see them changing, whether they are mubtada or not. They always look the same. So lahu mahalun minal i'rab. They have a place in i'rab. Yeah, there's no la here anywhere. So lahu mahalun minal i'rab. They have a place in i'rab. Yes, so damair. Then isim isyarah. We have isim isyarah. Yeah. For isim isyarah, do you remember your isim isyarah? Anybody here remember the isim isyarah? And some people get this mixed up.
Hada.
Sorry?
Hadani.
Haza.
Hmm.
Ha.
Hadihi.
Haza, hazani, haulai. Yeah. Do you remember when we did the isim isyarah chart, right? We said just now it's mabni, right? We said it's mabni. But in the isim isyarah chart that I'm not sure about dream, but I'm sure it's in dream as well. We have something called jar and nasab for the dual.
Duals, yeah.
Yeah. The dual shows a change. Yeah, the dual. So maybe for haza, when it is rafa, it's haza. When it's jar, it's haza. When it's nasab, it's haza because it's singular, right? But for dual, when it is rafa, it is hazani, just like our normal ani, aini, aini, right? That's how it goes. Yeah. So this is what happens as well for the dual. Yeah. Hazani, hazaini, hazaini. Yeah. When it is feminine, then it is hatani, hataini, hataini. Yeah. So there is some hilaf here that for dual isim isyarah, they are mu'rab. They are mu'rab. Yeah. Some scholars say no, it stays the same. But we take it, since we were taught dual changes, yeah, we take that for dual, there is i'rab. Yeah. Then isim mausulah. Isim mausulah, I remember when I first studied this, when I first studied Arabic, I always get the two mixed up between haza and isim mausul. Yeah, your isim mausul are things like alazi, alazina, allati, yeah, man. So this is isim mausul. So there's also khilaf here for the dual, same thing. Yeah. So we take note of that. Yeah, we take note of that. But otherwise, dama'ir, isim ishara, isim mausul, these are all mabni. Yeah, mabni. Then we have something called asma'u al-fa'al. Okay, asma'u al-fa'al. I have no idea. What do you think is the bayinah term for this? Sister Bibi, would you know? But there are words like this. Yup. Baltazim, there are words like this. Amin. Yeah. Amin. Hayya. Hayya ala salah. Yeah. This one. Shattan. Uffin. Yeah. These are words that denote an action, but they are actually isims.
Nouns.
Sorry. Did you say something, Sister Vicky? Sorry.
Yes, they denote verbs, but then they are actually nouns. Isms.
They are actually nouns.
They
So
mean like
Amin, Hayya. It's like Like haya, for example, is come,
Come.
right? But actually it's a noun.
Mm.
Syatan means the difference between two things. Syatan, what's the difference between two things? Yeah, when we say something like syatan ma baina al-huda wal dalal, for example. Yeah, what's the difference between guidance and dalal is what shall I say?
Misguidance or error.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Misguidance or dalal, maybe darkness, ignorance, maybe. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's what syaitan is. Yes, but you see the endings are always the same. This is okay. Amin, what's the ending on top of nun? Has anybody noticed?
Is it no?
What's the
Don't
no,
matter.
there's already, it can't be sukun. It cannot be sukun
Yeah.
because sukun
Yeah,
is already
two
on the
sukun.
ya, right?
Is it Dhamma?
No,
I'm
no,
not
not.
sure.
It's actually fathah. Yes,
Mm.
amina. Yeah, amina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, everything.
So
Okay.
keep our eyes open. Yeah, keep our eyes open and we'll see this. Now, all this are
I'm
all
so used
la
to
mahala lahu minal i'rab. Yeah, we're so used to putting amin,
putting
we
a
don't really
sukun there.
notice the ending. Kan?
Yeah.
The double sukun doesn't go. You know that, right? You can't have a double sukun. Okay. Okay, then next one. Isim istiham. Yeah, all these are isim. These are all mabni. They look the same all the time. Aina, mata, ayana. You don't see mati. Yeah, you don't see ainu. Yes, you don't see that. Then man always has a sukun on it. You know, there's no changes to that. Man, ma, kaifa. Yeah, they're always the same shape, the same signs. Yeah, so that's why we call them mabni. Then isim shart. Yeah, isim asma'u shart in ayana, mata, haisuma. Yes, all of these are mabni with the exception of I. Yeah, this one can be ayu, ayin, ayan. Yeah, this one later, much later. But you have done conditional sentences before, right? So you have at least a feel about it. Yeah. And what happens? It becomes jazimah, right? Whatever fi'il that comes after it, it becomes majzum. Okay. Muqarrabah. Well, okay, murakkabah. Yes, murakkib. Remember, is when we put two things together. And the easiest example is the numbers from 11 till 19. 11 till 19. These are classic examples of asma'ul murakkabah, except for number 12. Number 12, I think, is mu'rab. Numbers is a different day, a different different session. We cannot talk about numbers, but I'm just saying here what we mean by asma'ul murakkabah. The easiest example is numbers 11 until 19, yes, with the exception of number 12. Just remember it that way. Yeah, numbers from 11 till 19 with the exception of 12. So then isim la. Isim la, remember what did we say about isim la? La here is la ahada fil bait. No one, there is no one at all in the house. Right? This is categorical, right?
La
This
nafia.
la
La nafia lil jins.
categorical. Yes, that's right. So in some cases, this is what this fancy thing means. In some cases, yes, it is mabni. But this one, when you learn more about la, you will understand what this is. Yeah, maybe if we come across this when we do Yasin, we will stop and we will do it as a topic with together with whatever verse that we are looking at. Yeah, so then we understand a bit more about isim la. Then munada. Munada, I'm sure you have covered this, yes, in dream. And also in some cases, it is mabni. Ya Zaidu is actually mabni, yes, but it is fi mahali nasab munada. Yeah. but we say yazaidu. Okay. And miscellaneous. This is the favorite word, right? The word miscellaneous in Arabic is mutafarrika. Things that don't fit anywhere. Yeah, farika is to move away, right? To be away from the farika, yeah, to divide, right? Something like that. Farika, faraka. Sister Bibi, do you
separate.
remember faraka? To separate, yeah. But so this is a class of its own. Let's put it that way. Yeah, asma'u mutafarrika. So we have a few here. Jairi. Jairi is an old Arabic word for saying yes. Na'am. Yeah. Hazami is actually a term that they use like a term for a woman, a lady. Yes, Hazami. I can't think of an English equivalent actually. Maybe like what can we think of? It's not a real, it's not a name. It's like a term for a lady. You know, Hazami. Yeah. So, and some zuruf. You know what zuruf is? Zaf, of course. Yeah, this is the plural of zaf. Yeah. So like is, haisu, munzu, ams, al-an. Al-an is now. Ams is what's gone past, right?
Tomorrow.
Ams is before. Mm, Amsi. Yeah. Tomorrow or yesterday? Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Uh,
Can
No,
somebody
it's,
Google this because I always get this mixed up.
this is yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, it's
Ghadan,
past, it's past.
Ghadan is tomorrow, right?
Ghadan is tomorrow, yeah. Yes, that's right. So this is ams, this is what's past, yeah, the day before. Al-an is now. So this is zuruf. So this is under here. So these are all, as you can see, you don't see them in other forms, yeah. It's always like this. So that's why it's mab. Okay. So what other mabniyats do we have? Yep. We saw just now, those were all isms. So the other mabniyat is of course huruf, halves. All halves are mabni. Yeah, they don't have a place in Iraq. They only have work to do. Remember, we said all halves only have jobs to do, but they don't have a place in the sentence. Okay. Then fi'il amar. You know this is always mabni. Fi'il amar always sukun. Yeah, it always ends on sukun. Fi'il madi depends. Sometimes sukun. That depends on how it stops. Sometimes dhamma. Yeah, but never kasrah, of course. Yeah, this is a fi'il. So fi'il madi da'iman mabni. And surprisingly, fi'il mudari also mabni, not muqaddarah. Yeah, the one that is muqaddarah for fi'il mudari is the one that has only the weak letters at the end. Yeah, the ones akhirun. Those are muqaddarah. Everything else we consider it mabni. And when are they mabni? It is attached to nun taukid and nun niswa. The ladies come in. Remember we say that even you put half jazima or half nasiba, it will not drop the nun. The nun will still be there. Yeah, nasrunna. Yeah, if you don't just translate or lighters. So that's why we say fi'il mudari is mabni because it doesn't change. Yeah, nun taukid also it doesn't change. We have the shada. So all right. So anything else is mu'rab. Even the maqsur that we saw just now, the maqsur that did not change. Okay, so that is also mu'rab. We don't call that mabni. Yeah, this one we need to remember. So this is all still mu'rab because we still say marfu, mansub, yeah, majrur. But in the case of mabni, the job will be different. And this one we will go over it next Friday, inshallah. Just a general note. This is just to tell you some of the cases, yes, that we see. Sukun, man, yansurna. This na is your niswa. So we don't, this is not considered the Irab. Yeah, this nun is to show that this is ladies. So the sukun is this one. Yeah, dam, nahnu, this is a isim. Yeah, I'm saying isim fi'il ha. So isim fi'il ha, right? Isim, fi'il, ha. Isim, fi'il, harf. But this is isim, no fi'il, because it's kas, yeah, and ha, yeah. So there are some mabniyat with huruf, not harakat. This is mabni ala waw or ala alif, but it's not something that we usually see. So confuse everyone and try and go down this road. Okay, we just concentrate on what we'll always see. So this is just examples of the different cases based on what ala it is. Yeah, sukun, dam, fatha, or kasra. Then one final word before we go. I just want you to take note. I think you are aware of this. Maybe Brother Hazim, are you aware of this? The technology. This is, like I said, the Arabs and the grammarians are very smart. So how do we differentiate when it's mabni, when it's mu'rab? You look at what terms they use. Mu'rab term al-fathah, al-kasrah. Yeah, mabni is just al-dam, al-fath. Mabuta. Mabni, no, tamabuta. The only thing is the sukun. Sukun, we don't have any tamabuta. Is as-sukun, as-sukun. Or is this all right?
We lost you.
Lost your voice.
I
Sister
will stop
Zoraida,
the
you there?
slideshow. See you. Yes, yes. Any questions? Would, has the line dropped or something?
Yeah, just now we lost your voice. We couldn't hear you, the last part.
Oh dear. So, oh, okay. I just thought, was there any question on here? On the test, for example. Or do you want to see the slides back in? I'll move the slides across. Is there any particular slide that you would like to see? Yeah. I'm still sharing screen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If let's say, yeah, if you don't have any questions or you need to go, but you have questions later on, just feel free to WhatsApp me the question. Yeah. And I know my test this time one was a little bit tricky. Yeah, especially regarding the tarkib, yeah, the Baitul Maqdis and the Bethlehem. I think I will avoid asking you something that is not on the slides or in the notes. Yeah, that it doesn't help. But actually, it is by logic. That particular question was based on logic. Yeah, and Baitul Maqdis, Baitul Maqdis can't be a tarkib because actually Baitul is Baitul means the house, right? Maqdis, I'm not sure. My general knowledge is very poor. What is Baitul Maqdis? Anybody?
Muqaddas is sanctified.
The house. Okay. The house of sanctuary, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. I think, yeah.
Something like that. Okay. All right then. So if you do have questions, you don't feel you have the time to ask it now, then you can always ask me. Yeah, don't worry about that. All right then. Thank you very much. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum
khairan,
warahmatullahi
Sister Zoraida.
wabarakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan.
Amin wa iyyakum. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi